भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया।
योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार जय गुरु राया। Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Rama Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram.
Rama 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 Rama
Rama Rama Rama Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar,
Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Rama. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar,
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar,
Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Suratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Rama 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 भगवान श्री योगी रामसूरतकुमार की जय। सर्वं योगी रामसूरतकुमारार्पणमस्तु। Another session of powerful Nama Sankirtan of Bhagwan Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And it's with deep gratitude that we have offered his Nama Pushpas at his lotus feet. We have been seeing for the past 2 days what exactly Bhagwan meant by his saying that whatever happens, happens by the will of God. Whatever happens is perfect, and whatever happens is grace. So we saw yesterday how everything happens according to the past karmas, the karmas of the previous Janma mostly, and some karmas could be carried over from several Janmas before. There are calculations and calculations, we wouldn't go into it. But as we see, life as it comes to us seems to be a finished movie. Everything is preordained according to our account of karmas. Now, the question is, somebody asked me, if everything is preordained, and Sri Ramana Maharishi says that whatever is meant to happen will happen no matter what, whatever is not meant to happen will not happen no matter what. When his mother came up the mountain to see her son, was still a teenager, and yet was far beyond all that we could see and hear. He had already slipped into that deep silence. So mother was waiting, but Bhagwan, Sri Ramana wouldn't say anything. She was waiting and crying, and somebody saw that and was finally asking Bhagwan, Sri Ramana, could he not at least write something? Some reply to his mother who was crying, And that's when he wrote this: whatever is meant to happen will happen no matter what. Whatever is not meant to happen will not happen no matter what. Meaning, his coming back home would not happen, no matter how much he tried. Now the question is, when someone is suffering because of some past karmas, they are suffering, they are paying back for what they have done. Why should we bother with it? Should we rush help to them? They are suffering because of this is what they have done to somebody. So they deserve it. So this attitude that somebody is suffering because of their past karmas, and there's no need for us to rush help, is absolutely wrong, because our rushing to help as much as we can and without expectations is our way to our salvation. Bhagwan used to give 3 prescriptions. Number 1 is chant the name. Just chant the name of the divine. Every sadhana is contained in this. This is the simplest, easiest, highest. And then he said, try to be an instrument in the hands of Father. How? Whatever work that falls into your hand, do it as an offering to your Guru or God. Whatever life brings to you is what is coming from God. Remembering it, knowing it, that it's God who is working through you. You have to remember you are only an instrument and that God is doing it through you. You are a machine. Often Bhagwan would say, referring to himself, this machine works well. My Father says, this machine works well. To the satisfaction of my Father. All of us are only machines in the hands of the divine. We are all puppets in the hands of the divine puppeteer who is right inside us, operating. The very breath, the very breathing. So we are already truly instruments in the hands of the divine, but then because of the Maya, which Bhagwan himself has put, because of the ego, we begin to think falsely that we are the doers. But in truth, it is the divine seated in our spiritual heart, has put the breath in the first place and is activating it all the time, sustaining it. And one day, it could withdraw the whole thing into itself. So in truth, he is the doer. We do not know that. Our ego all the time claims ownership to all the actions that we do. So what do? We have to practice. People like Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Bhagwan Ramana Maharishi, they know they are in constant communion with God, they are one with God, so they know that God alone exists, everything else is only an instrument, a manifestation of God and an instrument in His hands. So they do it from experience. We have no experience, but we have the knowledge given by these great masters to us. We have to trust their wisdom and practice what comes to them naturally. We have to practice and make it natural for us also. So the second prescription by Bhagwan is, remember that you are only an instrument in the hands of the divine and offer all your actions to the divine. Or it is still better to know that it is He who is doing everything through you. Because you think that you are doing it, you have to offer to Him. The third prescription is help people as much as you can without any expectations, with the attitude that it is the Guru or God doing it through you. It's a chance given to you for your own upliftment. Help others, just as in the body, when a mosquito or an ant bites somewhere, there's a sharp pain, and immediately the whole body would adjust itself. Suppose it has happened on the leg, your hand would rush to touch that place to give yourself some relief. The whole body would position itself to give relief to the spot. But the function of hands is different, the function of legs is different, the function of eyes, the function of ears, they're all different from each other's. Yet, when somewhere in the whole body some pain comes over, the entire body would rush to help. The hands will not say, no, it is the bother of the legs. Why should I do it? It is the karma of the legs. Because there is only one eye pervading the whole body. And therefore, every part of the body would rush to help, to give relief to the spot where you find the pain. So in that attitude, remembering it is God who has taken all the forms, we have to rush help to people who are in suffering. Every help that you render, be it small or big, please know, when you do it with the attitude that you are doing it to Bhagwan, or Bhagwan is doing it through you to himself in the other person, is a great sadhana. It takes you one step ahead towards the divine. So, when someone is suffering acutely because of some past karmas, it's not for us to watch that and keep quiet, thinking that they are paying back for the karma. We have to rush help necessary, knowing that it is our salvation. There was another question by a lady. She was saying that if whatever is meant to happen will happen no matter what is the big idea behind the chanting? How does it help? It is true that everything is preordained and that each one's life is a finished movie. When the movie is running on the screen, you can't possibly point out to the hero to change his dialogue. Yet, if you tell the director who made the movie, he may bring about the change or may not. And still, there is a possibility. Likewise, when our life is running on the screen of life, we cannot change anything because it's happening. It is fate, as we call it. But we can also have relief from the fate. Let's remember what Bhagwan has said. Where there is faith, there is no fate. So the faith is the relief. Faith in what? Faith in God, in God's grace, which means you have to work to invoke the grace of God, which will definitely help with the karma phala that's going on. So it is very necessary that we chant the name, and Bhagwan has said no single nama goes waste. Nama not only destroys the root karma, which is responsible for our suffering, it also helps our transformation. It helps Bhagwan's Father's work. So Nama chanting has its place in the scheme of spiritual growth. So chanting the name or doing seva, Guru seva or God seva, and helping others as much as you can without expectation, they're all necessary. Any worship of God, any type of worship of God is necessary. They have a place because they invoke grace, and grace can destroy the effect of the karma completely, or it can at least minimize the effect of the karma. The third question that was asked, why would God make us pay back for the karmas that we have done in the past janmas? Why can't He make it possible in this janma itself? Whatever good I do, okay, I get back. Whatever bad I do, if I get back, if I get it in this birth itself, it would be far better. Of course, God should have known better. Maybe He should have consulted us. But then, the way He has designed the cosmos, each creature, each individual, He sees to it that there is continuity. This creation, once, I remember many journalists had come in the year 2000, and Bhagwan was seated there in the hut in the Pradhan Mandir. And one of the questions, at that time there was a heavy rumor that the world was coming to an end. From time to time such rumors spring forth and goes viral, and there would be incessant talk about it. Now these people, one of the journalists asked Bhagwan, is it true that the creation would come to an end? Bhagwan said, as long as God is there, which is eternal, there will be creation too, sustenance too, destruction too. God cannot help creating. Just as the sun cannot help shining, He said, as long as the God is there, which is eternal, there will be creation too. So you see, the creation has to continue, and God seems to be doing it with the law of karma. The whole creation is based upon the law of karma, the cause and effect, cause and effect. It could be any way, of course it's God's wish. I was telling her humorously, if you don't want to lose your powers in a chess play, you just stop playing the chess, you don't even get to start. Keep all your powers in their positions and just stay put. Don't play the game. Then all your powers are intact. Then there is no question of sorrows. There will be only joy, because you have all the powers. The power of the minister, the power of the elephant, power of the horse. But then you lose the fun. It is in playing the game that we have all the fun. So they say, the Hinduism says that it is the sport of God, this creation, this Maya of creation, sustenance and destruction that's going on the world stage from eternity to eternity. It's a Leela, the sport of God, for His own joy, for His own delight. And He runs the show with the relentless law of karma. So for the sake of the continuity, it is the karmas of the previous Janma and some karmas from the other Janmas that would play up in the following Janma. And that is how the whole life is designed, that everyone is born from the womb of their mother into the earth with the blueprint of their life to be. In fact, Bhagwan said, even the names given to us, they're not by chance. The name that you get, either from parents or from anybody for that matter, the name to be used in this life is a reference to your life to be. It's indicative of your life to be. So you see, nothing happens by chance. Everything is preordained. We are all programmed robots. Each one's life runs according to the program programmed by God. God has appointed devatas. Bhagwan used to say, there is an invisible cosmic register where everybody's account is kept up. And accordingly, the devatas help design the life of each creature. So you see, the answer is, when somebody is suffering, we cannot just stand by and watch the whole show saying that it is well done, he deserves it. He has done it to somebody, so let him suffer now. That would be very bad for us because it would then add up as a bad karma, a karma that you should have done, but you have not done, so that would again go into your account. So you have to rush help and do whatever you can in the circumstances, because that would be your own upliftment. But you have to do it without any expectations, as an instrument in the hands of the divine. And then the next question, there is a place for the role of grace. It is grace that can break the preordained fate. And to invoke this grace, we have to do sadhana. What sadhana? Bhagwan has prescribed chanting the name of the divine. He says when you chant the name Rama, Rama is instantly present. When you chant the name of Shiva, Shiva is instantly present. When you call out to Yogi Ramsuratkumar, my father, my supreme father, all-knowing, all-pervasive, all-powerful Father, is instantly present. He's woken up. He's observing, watching you, watching your thoughts, prayers. You're chanting the name. He's completely aware of it. And so your chanting the name will bear fruit. Whatever prarthana, whatever prayer you accompany it with will be fulfilled. So chanting or doing puja or visiting the holy places or reading scriptures or any inspiring books of the great masters, they all go into sadhana. And the third question, for the sake of continuity, this relentless law of karma is being used by God, and He has His own calculations. And calculations we see often in the spiritual ministry of our Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar. If something went wrong despite his prayer, he would say, "Oh, the calculation has gone wrong." He would have done his share of blessing, but then still something could go wrong, because he said it's a very complicated process. Here in this world, everything is linked with everything else. So when you go about adjusting something, some point, somewhere in the whole cosmos, somewhere else something can break up. There's a saying written in the Pradhan Mandir of our ashram that Father's work is complicated because everything is linked with everything else. So you see, God has His own calculations for everything. Whatever happens is perfect. Yesterday we saw how perfect it is. Perfect means whatever happens is right, justified, because of the divine justice that runs behind all life. So let's remember whatever Bhagwan has said about all this. Our job is only to remember God, constant remembrance of God if possible, knowing that Nama is Nami himself, and the invocation of grace would change everything for us, push us towards God. And then let us run our everyday life as an offering to God. Let us remember, sometimes I would say in the Satsang, if you think that Yogi Ramsuratkumar is in every creature, and it is Yogi Ramsuratkumar as the Supreme God doing everything, the doer of all actions, then whatever happens, it is from Yogi Ramsuratkumar to Yogi Ramsuratkumar, by Yogi Ramsuratkumar, for Yogi Ramsuratkumar. If we remember this, it will constantly remind us that I am not doing anything, it is Yogi Ramsuratkumar in me, doing through me. And I am not doing it to someone else. I am doing this to Yogi Ramsuratkumar in the other person. So it's from Yogi Ramsuratkumar to Yogi Ramsuratkumar, and it's being done by the divine through me, and therefore by Yogi Ramsuratkumar, and it's being done for his own reasons. So for Yogi Ramsuratkumar. So let's remember this paradigm, or whatever you call it. Everything is from Yogi Ramsuratkumar to Yogi Ramsuratkumar, for Yogi Ramsuratkumar, by Yogi Ramsuratkumar. If you could remember it from moment to moment, life would be very simple. And you would begin to live in the now. There is no need to remember the past. There is no need to fear the future. You begin to live in the now. Bhagwan said, when you chant the name of God, you are living in God. That moment you are truly living in God. Let us submit our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Someone is reminding me of the story that I said this morning. There was a village. 2 brothers lived there. One brother was living like a sannyasi. He did not marry at all. The other one was a householder with wife and children. As brothers, they were happy with each other, there was no quarrel, they were fond of each other. So when the father passed away, whatever property was left, both the brothers insisted that the other one should get it. So it was divided equally between the two. It's like the brothers of Ramayana. But then, after the division, the single brother thought it was not fair at all. His brother was married with children. He needed more property. He needed more money. So what he did, the land that he got, the paddy that he gained from there, he would, in the night, without the knowledge of anybody, without the knowledge of his brother particularly, he would sneak some measures of the paddy to his brother's house, brother's storage. At the same time, his brother, the householder, would think, my God, I have got my wife and children to help me all through, whereas my brother is remaining single. So when he suffers, there is nobody to help him. He would need to distribute some of his wealth to some people. He would need to employ somebody to help him. He may need more money. So let me steal, let me carry some of my own paddy packets to the other field. I would just keep it in the storage without his knowledge, because if he comes to know, he would object to it. So you see, every night, both the brothers, without the knowledge of the other, would carry some measures of paddy to the other person. One day, both the brothers in the night, the middle of the night, met at one point, and they found out instantly the other was doing the same thing that he was doing. Such was the love bond between the two. This began to come out as a legend from generation to generation, how the brothers lived in such harmony and love, all the time thinking of the other. So when, after 2 or 3 generations, the villagers wanted to build a temple, and they were thinking which one would be the best. They chose the place where the 2 brothers met with their measures of paddy. Meaning, this harmony, this selfless love is the right place for a temple. So, all the sadhanas are meant only to reduce our selfishness. The less selfish we become, the more progress spiritually. Remembering it, we shall appeal to Bhagwan's compassion and generosity, offering our selfless acts in the name of our Guru to the others, and beg him for his immediate divine intervention to release the entire humanity from the clutches of these virulent viruses and bring back normalcy in all aspects of life and everywhere. Bhagwan, we beg you again and again to wipe out all the negativities from the mind, from the hearts of people, especially the panic. And we beg you again to arrest the rapid spread of the disease, enter those medicines in order to kill the crowd of viruses and all those great tapasvins who are selflessly helping others fighting the disease at the very risk of their lives. Please give them protection and all-round welfare. We also beg you, Bhagwan, for a lift to our economy. And we seek your blessings for the constant remembrance of your name, for our own purification. And we also beg for your blessings to be willing and good instruments in your hands to go about our daily life as an offering to you. And finally, that the ultimate blessing, the supreme blessing for complete purification, so that we could see only your presence everywhere, your leelas in all happenings of life, and your blessings in every event of life. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.